My thoughts. That was a pretty good trailer. It wasn't anything extravagant, extraordinary, but it did put my hype level a little bit, up there. I'm already hyped to see this movie. I even back when I heard about all the stuff that Zack Snyder had planned for the Justice League movie that seemed at the time that would never have been made, I was like curious to like what would have been, what could have been. And now since we're getting it, I'm even more just like really giddy about wanting to see this movie. Especially it's a 4 hour epic. It's a 4 hour epic, a movie that we've seen before, but with more on top of it. But as far as the trailer goes, we got scenes of apocalypse with Dark Side, and just the kind of like look of Apocalypse. I don't know how much time is going to be spent on there, but we see them in like a hall surrounded by parademons and stuff, and you see freaking Dark Side just looking menacing as hell. And we have the Flash saving Iris scene, which was originally supposed to be in the original Justice League movie, but was removed when Joss Whedon came aboard, and Warner Brothers wanted to switch, change everything around, rewriting and reshooting everything. So that scene ended up getting taken out, which I'm very curious to see like how much of Iris in that relationship with the Flash is going to be injected into this movie, as well as the beginning fight scene is different than the theatrical version that had Steppenwolf up in there. Now it has Darkseid up in there, and I want to see how it differs. I mean, some of the stuff you can see that it's kind of the same, like when Darkseid lifts up his thing up in the trailer, well actually the first trailer, his like axe or whatever, and he comes down on the earth. Steppenwolf did the same thing up in the theatrical version that Joss Whedon was a part of. So I'm curious to see how different it is, But, we've learned that we're going to get more of the nightmare sequence that Batman had. And then in this one, you get Joker at the end of the trailer, which we were told that, like, yeah, Joker was going to be up in this movie. And it was just to what capacity was his role. And just recently they came out and told us to what capacity. He's going to be in a nightmare sequence. He's going to be talking to Batman. And they Zack Snyder came out and said he wanted that interaction just for the simple fact that, we never really got that yet. And you have Joker in this universe that has been established in this universe, and Batman in this universe, but we never seen them together interact or anything of that nature. So besides Suicide Squad, but in a sense, they really didn't have any interactions. They were just in the same scene, but no true interaction. But in this movie, we're going to get that, and it shows it. The new look for Steppenwolf, which looks way better than he did in the theatrical version, and I actually like it. And then, like I said, you see Darkseid with Mother Goodness. I believe that's her name, and I forget what the other guy's name was. I'm not a comic book nerd, but you see all three of them inside the chapel or the building that we see Darkseid in, and the fight on Themyscira. I'm believing that it's probably different than what we got in the theatrical versions. More than likely, a lot of it is the same, but just with like a different look of Steppenwolf. But more than likely, a lot of it is different, and it looks to be different. So hopefully, it is a little bit more exciting. And then you got Alfred saying something similar to kind of like an iconic, phrase that he said up in BVS about the rage, the hunger. This is how it starts, And this one he says to Bruce that if you can't bring down the charging bull, then don't go waving the red cape at it. And I wonder what context. I mean, I guess you can kind of like figure out or put together the pieces of what context he's saying that in, but I really want to see where that comes inside the movie. And then you got Superman in the black suit, and just really overall, it just shows like scenes that we haven't seen before in Justice League, so we kind of can put it together. This is a movie that we've already seen, but with more to it. It really is a director's cut of this movie, and I'm really excited to see it. Like, this didn't put my hype level at like an astronomical number, but at the same time, it got me a little bit more excited to go see it. And it's like, oh, well, not go see it, but to watch it. 4 hour movie. They do put me off a little bit. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to sit down and watch a whole 4 hour movie. You know, that to me looks like weekend watchability. Like you're gonna watch an hour, maybe a 2 hour here, and then maybe the next day you do the other 2 hours or whatever. I still feel like it should have been a series, but I'll accept it any way they're going to give it to us. I'm just excited to see what else he has put into it and where they go from here. Because as it looks, this looks to be just a standalone, a director's cut. You know, it's nothing more than that. They may end up trying to work it into the main continuity, maybe change it around when Flashpoint, if they ever create Flashpoint, because that's been on the shelves, changed directors, writers, and all this stuff. So it doesn't even look like that movie is coming out in my lifetime, you know, at least. But maybe if they end up doing that, maybe that's a way that they can like change everything around to where the Snyder Cut becomes canon and part of the continuity. But we'll see what happens. It is streaming March 18th on HBO Max exclusively, which I would love to see it in theaters, but hey, we get what we can get as far as this goes. But other than that, I really did like the trailer. Really did.